Daily Devotion with Pastor Balla for July 4th, 2022, from Ezekiel chapter 10, God leaving the temple. You know, things are going to be bad when God leaves the temple. So Ezekiel's vision then continues from Ezekiel chapter 10, verse 1. Then I looked, and behold, and on the expanse that was over the heads of the cherubim, there appeared above them something like a sapphire, in appearance like a throne. And he said to the man clothed in linen, "Go in among the whirling wheels underneath the cherubim. Fill your hands with burning coals from between the cherubim, and scatter them over the city." And he went in before my eyes. Obviously, this man is a little bit more than just a man, because he's able to take the burning coals and scatter them. Most people would look at this man as being Christ, who takes on human flesh and blood. True, Jesus was born of Mary in Bethlehem, and that was before this time. And it would seem that the Christ could take on human form even before Bethlehem. And so Ezekiel's vision does continue. Verse 3, "Now the cherubim were standing on the south side of the house when the man went in, and a cloud filled the inner court. And the glory of the Lord went up from the cherubim to the threshold of the house. And the house was filled with a cloud, and the court was filled with the brightness of the glory of the Lord." You may remember from previous devotions that the abomination was on the north side of the temple. But here, God takes up his place on the south side of the temple. It's almost that God would revisit the temple one more time and fill it with his glory, taking one last look, so to speak, and then, unfortunately, God would leave. In the past, you may remember that God led the people of Israel out of slavery from Egypt using a pillar of cloud or a pillar of fire by night. However, in this case, the people were not following the cloud. They should have gotten this visual that the Almighty God is here filling the temple. But unfortunately, the people thought that God had abandoned them, and that God didn't see nor cared what they did. But God never really abandons his people. Instead, it's his people that abandon God. And by the way, God sees and knows all things. Verse 5, "And the sound of the wings of the cherubim was heard as far as the outer court, like the voice of Almighty God when he speaks. And when he commanded the man clothed in linen, 'Take fire from between the whirling wheels, from between the cherubim,' he went in and stood beside a wheel." Between the visual of the glory of the Lord and the sound of the wings of the cherubim, everyone should have known this is the Almighty God. Verse 7, "And a cherub stretched out his hand from between the cherubim to the fire that was between the cherubim, and took some of it, and put it into the hands of the man clothed in linen, who took it and went out. The cherubim appeared to have the form of a human hand under their wings." The God-man was not alone in his work, but the cherubim, or if you want to call them angels, were also helping. Verse 9, "And I looked, and behold, there were 4 wheels beside the cherubim, one beside each cherub. And the appearance of the wheels was like sparkling beryl. And as for their appearance, the 4 had the same likeness, as if a wheel were within a wheel." A wheel within a wheel, kind of representing, you could say, maybe the chariot of God, sort of packing up and beginning to leave and depart from the temple. God's peace. and many blessings be with you. And thank you for listening. And please take an opportunity to share this message with others. If you have enjoyed these daily devotions, please consider making a donation to Peace Lutheran Church, 24024 West Main Street, Plainfield, Illinois, 60544. Thank you again for listening.